You don't need Blender, you don't need SketchUp, and sometimes all you need is a game to create your comic background. Who even use games for comic background? Honestly, I got this idea from a Reddit post that said the author of Tokyo Ghoul used The Sims to create background. Pretty interesting, right? I read the manga back when it was super popular, but I never realized it. The background felt more like a photo manipulation, basically a real photo edit into a manga style. Then I came across this panel and something about it felt familiar. So I checked, and yep, it's actually an item from The Sims. So why don't we try something similar? Let's make a comic background using games. So what is the deal actually with using games for comic background like this? Honestly, it can be a bit risky guys, since you are using something in a way it wasn't originally intended for, especially if it ends up being monetized. But at the same time, it could also be seen as free advertisement for the game. When it comes to legal stuff though, it's get complicated. In the end, it's stronger lawyer win. Now we are on Steam, which is basically a platform to buy and download games. You will need to register an account to use it. After that, just search The Sims in the search bar. The reason I'm using this game instead of Inzoi or other interior design game is because the base game is free. The system requirements are also lighter while still offering a lot of features. Although, if you want the full experience by buying all the DLC, the total price is around this much, around $900 USD. Honestly, for this game, I will recommend just using mod instead of buying all the DLC. It's not like I don't want to support the company, but this company if you know, you know. Now it's time to run the game. Just click play game and add the game to your Steam library. Then go to your library to find the game. If it's not installed yet, install it first. Once it's done, just click the game and hit play. Okay, now we are in the game. Since our goal is just to design the building for comic background, let's go straight to new game and just randomize the character. If you want to create your own OC and need a 3D visualization, you can actually use this game for that too. Now, we are at the lot selection screen. Make sure to choose an empty lot so you are free to design later. Once you are in, I'm going to use a cheat first, so I have plenty of money and can build freely. There are a lot of cheats in this game. To activate them, just press Ctrl-Shift-C on your keyboard. Since I want more money, I will just type Moderload to add 50,000 simoleon to my character. There are actually other money cheats, but I prefer this one. To enter the build mode, just click the hammer icon at the top or press F2. The lot will switch into a grid, and this is where the game's really fun compared to learning 3D. To build the wall, just select the wall option on the left, and then click and drag on the grid. Just like that, you have got a wall. Now, you are free to add anything to the lot based on whatever object you choose. Just enjoy it as a game, no need to stress about modeling everything from scratch. Honestly, it's been a really long time since I played this game. The last time was during the COVID era, and now a lot of the UI has changed, plus there are some new features. There is this platform features, and I want to try using it to create a split level house, but why does it feel so complicated? Just to remind you guys, I'm only using the base game here. If you want a royal or kingdom theme, you can do that, but you will need to buy and install DLC. Want a gothic vampire theme? DLC. School theme? Of course, it's DLC. And the thing is, these DLC aren't cheap. Honestly, the price of just one Sims DLC could get you other games like Elden Ring, RDR2, or even some Resident Evil titles when they are on sale. That's why if you want more features, I will recommend you just installing mod made by the fans. Alright, since you have seen how I built the wall, now it's time to add some paint. In software like SketchUp or Blender, applying material can be pretty complicated. You are not thinking about the color, but also how the material behaves, so it doesn't look weird when rendered. But in this game, it's much more simpler. Just select the wallpaper option, pick the color you want, and click on the area you want to apply it to. The floor also works the same way. Just pick the color you want and click the area where you want to apply it. I also found out that in the sim you can now paint the ceiling too. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a thing in the last time I played. Wanna add object like doors? Just click the door icon on the side and you will see bunch of door options available. Super easy, right? Windows work the same way too. Just add them however you like. You can even put a huge window in your bathroom and no neighbor are going to complain. Now the main structure of the house is done. It's time to decorate the exterior and interior. I'm going to start with the yard. There are tons of trees and plants you can choose and add. If you are doing 3D from scratch, things like plant and water are some of the hardest thing to create and really heavy to render too. That's why since there are already so many templates available, we might as well take advantage of them. For the interior, The Sims has already organized everything into categories to make it easier to find the object. There is bathroom, bedroom, living room, kitchen, study, kids room, and outdoor activities. If you are still having trouble finding specific item, you can just type into the search bar. Next is the process for decorating the interior. A quick tip, if you want to place the object more freely instead of snapping to the grid, just hold the Alt key on your keyboard while placing them. This way you will have much more control over positioning your object. It's time to prepare for taking screenshot for your comic background. For taking screenshot, you can activate the free camera mode so you get clean view without the game UI to find the good angle. Once you are ready, just press C on your keyboard. A green notification will appear in the corner once your screenshot has been saved. To open the file, you can check on the game option and go to screen capture section, and it will show you the directory part where your screenshots are stored. Next, find your screenshot based on the saved location. After that, open the file in your drawing app. So, what's next? Of course, it's editing. You can edit the screenshot however you need for your comic. First, you can trace it if you want to draw the background yourself. Or if you are feeling lazy, you can use the extract line feature to automatically generate the line art like this. Another option is to use filter. There are a lot of ways to do it. The Sims has a pretty cartoony render style, so you will need to add your own shading and lighting. There are actually mods that can enhance the game graphic, but I'm not using them here because I want to show you how to create comic background using just the base game. If you want a simple manga style background, you can convert the image into grayscale by adjusting the saturation. Then add some texture using a noise filter. And that's not all. Since I'm using Clip Studio Paint EX, you can actually convert your image into line art and tones with just one click by using its built-in feature. There are even preset templates specifically for comic. There are so many ways you can approach this. You can also add your own shadow and lighting to better match your scene. This is an example of using for manga style background. Next, we will look at how to use it for webtoon background. I'm going to try using this for my webtoon. The first step is simple, just copy and paste the screenshot, then fit it into the panel you want. The camera angle of the screenshot isn't perfect, but that's okay since this time I'm just showing how to blend the character with the background. My first step is applying the color grading for both the background and the character using the same tones. I'm doing this to match the overall mood of my webtoon, which lean toward cooler tone, more on the blue side. After that, add shadow so the character can interact with the background. Then, I want to indicate that the light source is coming from the right. You can do this by adding it using Add Glow Layer mode. Next, we adjust the value. The character, even though they are farther from the camera, it appears brighter than the bed, which actually closer. That feels off, so we darken the character using a multiply layer to fix the value. The bed area is also too bright, so I adjust the value again. Then, I add some light to the character in the back. After that, I tweak the area that should be darker. And there you go, a Sims screenshot turned into comic background. It might look a bit off because the perspective isn't perfect, but this just shows you that you can use game as alternative for creating background. My advice is to avoid including anything that shows the game's logo or an icon. Try to edit it until the screenshot feels like it truly belongs to your comic world. By the way, The Sims isn't just available on PC and console. As far as I know, you can also play it on tablets now. So, if you have a tablet, you might want to give it a try. especially since the base game is free. Alright guys, that is for today's video. See you next time. Bye bye.